Hi, I've reached Anthony Nieves Online, and in this episode, I'm going to show you how to get your hands at money that you never knew you actually had. This is the episode on unclaimed funds and unclaimed property. First thing you want to do is go to this website right over here, missingmoney.com. Once you click on to missingmoney.com or you type in missingmoney.com, you're going to get this web page right here. Now, there's a general search right over here, first name, last name, and your state of residency. The only issue with this general search is that it only gives you a comprehensive search of about 36 states and U.S. territories. It's not going to give you all 50 states. However, if you'd like to get a particular state, you can just go, once you're on missingmoney.com, go to links and click on state province sites. And you'll see this map over here, some provinces in Canada, as well as the United States, all 50 states, as well as the U.S. territories of, as you can see here, Guam, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. All you have to do is click on, in this case, I'm going to click on the state of New York, and automatically it sends me to the official state government website of the Office of the State Comptroller, Office of Unclaimed Funds. I click on search now, and I'm going to put as a last name, I'm going to put my name. And as you can see here, these are all the individuals in the state of New York. I've checked this out though, so these are not me. But these are all the Anthony Nieveses in the state of New York that have unclaimed funds. Now, name column, this is the last known address for this particular Anthony Nieves. And it tells you that the money was held by City Mortgage Incorporated. By law, all of these companies you see here, they have to turn in the money to the state government, as the state government will now be the custodian to that account. The state will take that money and invest it in very conservative funds so that you will get interest through the years. Now, that's a law. So if you've ever had a job and never picked up a paycheck, a last paycheck, if you've placed a deposit for a utility company, a phone bill, and so forth, insurance benefits, stock dividends, anything that has to do with some type of financial account, you want to see if you have unclaimed funds. And there's billions of dollars out there that people are unaware of. And if you watch the end of this episode, I'm going to give you some brief tips, but valuable tips on how to make the most of your searches for you, your family members, and your friends. So again, this is the state of New York. And you saw how simple that was. But let's say I'm this particular Nieves Anthony. I know that address. That address is mine. I'm going to go over here. It tells you right over here the owner's name, the last known address. This the money in this account was held by Allstate, and it tells you, it gives you a little bit of a detailed explanation stating that this is a refund for amounts under a particular policy, most likely some type of insurance policy. It was reported in 2009. So in 2009, this money was turned over from Allstate to the state of New York so that the state of New York can become the eternal custodian until being claimed or turned into the rightful owner. So let's say, yes, you're going to have a form. It's pretty much, just an acknowledgement that you are who you say you are. And if I continue there, this is where I'm going to stop. As you can see right here, I'm on step 3 of 6. And you're going to put your social security number and so forth. And the next thing is going to be kind of like another acknowledgement that you are who you say you are. There's going to be some more information for you to provide your driver's license or another form of identification. And at the very end, once you get to about step 6 on this website or on any other state website that is of the government in charge of unclaimed funds, they're going to ask you to print out the form. You're going to have to sign, most likely get it notarized, and submit a copy of your driver's license or non-driver's identification, passport, and so forth, just to confirm, who you are, your identity. You mail it out, and within a week to 8 weeks, you will get a refund for whatever money is in the account. Now, I've seen some people that have had accounts 40 years old, not even knowing that they had the money. And it's quite incredible. So again, I'm going to go back to the missingmoney.com website, and I'm going to, let's say, see about the Anthony Nieves in Texas. I'm going to click on Texas, and that will automatically forward me to the official state government website of Texas. This is the Office of the Comptroller of Public Accounts. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to type my last name, and I'm going to go ahead and type my first name, and then I'm going to click search. Let me see what happens there. One person, there you go. One person by the name of Anthony Nieves in Wichita Falls, and it's going to give me some details right here. In this case, this particular Anthony Nieves had $75 owed to him by Sprint. Sprint turns this $75 into the state to hold as the custodian, and now all I have to do is claim it. And all of these forms are online. You just type in the information, type in your social, type in some form of identification number that you might have, print up the form, and again, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be required to print the form, sign a form, have it notarized, and then accompany it with a copy of your identification. Within a week to 8 weeks, the state of Texas will send this particular person the $75, usually with some interest, because the states will invest that money in very conservative funds, and you'll usually get that back. If there's property, the property usually has a deadline. If after anywhere from a year to 5 years the property is not claimed, the state will auction the property. Whatever money they get off the auction will go to you if you can prove your identity as being the person who has that account. So I'm going to go back to missingmoney.com, and again, you can do this with any of these states right here. You can just highlight it. Now, the states that you see in green, those are the ones that participate in the missingmoney.com multi-state search engine, which are basically these right here. So all of these states that you see highlighted in green are these states right over here. So if you go to the home page and I click over here, first name, I'm going to go with Anthony, last name Nieves, state of residency, I'm going to put here New York, and I click go, it's going to tell me again, it's going to show me a listing of all of the Anthony Nieveses and the states where there are accounts for that particular Anthony Nieves. I've already checked all these out. None of these are mine, so that's why I'm utilizing my name and pretty much showing you how it goes. And it's as simple as that. If I click over here, it'll give me some more information right here. And you can either click yes, I can claim, no, I cannot claim, or if you want more information in detail, you can just click on this little tab right here, which you'll see Florida, and it'll send you to the official state website of Florida's Unclaimed Funds Division, and a general search again. And as you can see here, step 1 is a search. Step 2, you choose the account. Step 3, you claim it. 4, you read the instructions. Step 5, you sign and fill out some information. 6 gives you, if you want to join some other accounts that you found, because you could have 5 or 6 different accounts. Step 7, it's going to show you, you're just going to basically print, mail the form, usually again with a copy of your identification and a signature notarized. And that's it. And you're going to wait for that money to be turned over to you. Again, if you've had a job, last paycheck, you never picked up a last paycheck. Or if you have some insurance that you never even knew you had, or that your parents, your late parents might have left for you, or any stock, bonds, deposits, utility company deposits, that's a major thing. So as promised, I told you towards the end of the video I would tell you and give you some tips to make the most of your searches, and here they are. The 2 main tips, or the 3 main tips I'm going to give you to make the most of your general searches is search for every state. You never know what you will find. That's number 1. You want to search for every single state and territory. If you were born in a particular state, but your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents were born or lived in another state or another U.S. territory, search in their name. Your parents, or in this case, you as grandchildren, might be the heirs, and would be able legally to get that money in their name. If you have family members that are deceased, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, whomever you want to check for, if they are deceased but have heirs, they have children, they have grandchildren, they have nieces and nephews, search in their names and then let those heirs know that there's money for them. That's number one. Number two, and this is a big one, the women in your family or female friends that you have, if they are married, remember that at one time they were not married. Therefore, the probability is high that they held a different surname, a maiden surname. So in that case, you want to search their present name or their present last name, and then you want to search for their maiden name, because you might have had a situation where there were accounts or deposits placed in their name or that they placed that they forgot about prior to them being married. So again, search for any relatives that have passed away that have heirs. Search for the maiden names of females in your family or your friends or whatever network you want to look into. And three, again, you want to search all the states. We have in this country, we've had people that, they move and they move around, they arrive and they settle and they move to another state. And remember, when it comes down to the utilities, if you are, let's say, living in Florida and then you get a job or you relocate to another state, it's a situation where now you pack up and leave, forgetting that you actually have deposits that you might have made to the utility companies when you were in Florida. But since you've moved and new job, new life, new home, new situation, getting settled in, you kind of forget everything that's going on in your former state of residence. And that's what happens. The money gets turned over to the state and it's waiting there. This is what your tax dollars are put for. They're put into offices like the state offices for unclaimed funds to go ahead and become the custodian and monitor and hold that money until it's claimed. So again, this is Anthony Nieves Online, and this episode was a simple one on picking up money that is lost or missing unclaimed funds and or property. If you forget about this site, just remember the term unclaimed funds. You can just go to Google and type unclaimed funds with whatever particular state you're interested in, and they'll send you, or you'll see the link to that particular state. But if you come to missingmoney.com, this is the official clearinghouse website to administer and to monitor and to promote the search engines or the unclaimed fund offices for each and every one of the 50 states and U.S. territories. This is Anthony Nieves Online. Please, if you enjoyed this video, place your comments below, like this video below, and check me out on Facebook at Anthony Nieves Online, and put your comments, again, like, share, promote, and I'll see you next week with another episode from Anthony Nieves Online. Have a great day.